The VAR Show. The one place for your weekly football update.
Hello, good evening to all our listeners. A very warm welcome to the VAR show, the show which talks about all the various major football leagues in detail. The show also includes results, gossips, transfer rumors, controversies, statistics, facts, banters, and much more. I lost my breath there saying that. So, यहाँ यो show BFM 91.2 MHz मा सुनिरहनु भएको छ, and you can listen to this show every Friday at 7 p.m. You can tune in through whatever means you have. यहाँले यो show BFM को वेबसाइटदेखि पनि सुन्न सक्नुहुन्छ अथवा यु क्यान गो टु द वेबसाइट एज आई सेड यु bfm912.com मा सुन्न सक्नुहुन्छ अथवा यु क्यान गो टु द फेसबुक पेज BFM 91.2 एन्ड यु क्यान लिसन टु इट अल्सो यु क्यान लिसन टु इट थ्रु हाम्रो पात्रो एप जहाँ चाहिँ यु हेभ टु गो टु द रेडियो सेक्सन होइन अनि रेडियो सेक्सनमा गएर चाहिँ यु हेभ टु क्लिक अन BFM 91.2 एभ्री फ्राइडे एट 7 p.m. and you can tune in. If you miss out because of your busy schedule, you can listen to it through our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram page, The VAR Show. So we'll move on from that. There are a lot of options. It's just a will to listen, and if I know you are interested, and you'll come and listen. So, first up, I would like to thank Prakash, who will look after the technical aspects of the show today. So, what's in the show today? We have a lot of stuffs because we have all the major European season starting this week, and fortunately, I was called for La Liga conference, so we'll discuss that more in detail. And yeah, we'll also discuss Premier League, which is starting this week with Liverpool versus Leeds, the big game coming up this week, the Battle of Klopp versus El Loco. So before we move on to our first segment, where we'll maybe discuss more on La Liga, I'll play a song as a ritual. And the song is titled Pompeii by Bastille. Enjoy the song and I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back. So I hope you'll enjoy the song. So now I'm joined by a lot of panelists, including Jose, who is the MD of La Liga India, and a lot of people. So we'll be getting a lot of voices. So try to keep track of who is speaking. So yeah, so we'll start with La Liga this week. La Liga is starting this week. So we have a lot of good important matches. A lot of big stars. Messi was about to leave. We'll discuss that later on in our Q&A later on. So first up, as many of you will be watching Premier League only. So I would like to ask Gary to first go ahead and say, why should people watch La Liga? What is the lure of La Liga?
I think we all like this, right? The stars to follow the main assets of La Liga Santander for this season. As we all know, the football played in La Liga Santander is known for its spectacular nature, its expressiveness, and its beauty. Once again, we will have a vast constellation of players, of stars who are recognized and loved everywhere in the world. We will have this season Benzema and Hazard, both key players, fundamental for helping helping Real Madrid win their last La Liga Santander title. João Felix, Leo Messi, the best player in the world. He won the last Ballon d'Or and FIFA Best Player who won, basically these titles in 2019. We have Gerard Piqué, the veteran Joaquin Sanchez. On the other side, we have Jano Black. I think we all agree he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Jesus Navas, the captain of Sevilla, key and fundamental in helping Sevilla win their 6th Europa League title. We have Antoine Griezmann, Saul, and of course we cannot forget about this player, Sergio Ramos, the last captain to lift the last La Liga Santander title. Apart from these players, we also have globally recognized coaches such as Zinedine Zidane and Diego Pablo Simeone, two important coaches, celebrities who can only be followed week after week in La Liga Santander. I just wanted to mention and highlight important fact is that thanks to the magnificent job our clubs and the clubs' academies are currently doing, only 36% of the players playing in La Liga Santander are from other countries. So basically this tells you the magnificent job which our clubs and their academies are doing. That's a very low percentage. If we compare it to the top 5 European leagues, that's the lowest percentage compared to them, but yet there are still so many excellent players and coaches from around the world who want to bring their talent to La Liga Santander. So we'll see who will come, but there's a lot of time because we will have the transfer market open until the 5th of October. So there's a lot of time yet.
So that's a lot of good talents on display that will be on display at La Liga every week. Like Gary, thank you so much for the information. And I wanted to ask, like the basis of any team is youth players. Do you have any exciting young players coming up?
And we cannot forget our stars, our new stars, young stars, promising stars who haven't even reached the age of 20. That's impressive, right? Rodrigo and Sufati, both key in their teams last season. Rodrigo with Real Madrid and Ansu Fati with FC Barcelona. Martin Odegaard, coming back to Real Madrid after a spectacular season with Real Sociedad. It's going to be interesting to see how he performs with the Real Madrid. Apart from that, we have Kubo having a second opportunity in La Liga Santander after playing with Mallorca last season. He's back to the first division with Villarreal, and last but not least, Kang In Lee. Kang In Lee. So we'll have to see how they perform this season, but it's going to be very interesting to see how these youngsters and promising stars will perform. As I mentioned before, our summer transfer market will be opened until the 5th of October, which means that the league will start. We will start this weekend, so we will go on until the transfer market closes on the 5th. So we will definitely see plenty of other stars coming to La Liga Santander for this season.
Of course, guys, the youth players look exciting. Personally, for me, I've been following Kuba, and he's one for the future. Personally, for me, and I think he should be able to step up. So moving on from that, you have the regular players like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, Sevilla, Villarreal, Real Sociedad, Granada. All these teams are there who play and are involved in La Liga yearly. But could you please tell us which teams have come up and to replace the relegated, maybe Leganes, Mallorca, and Espanyol who were relegated last year? Which teams have come up from Segunda?
Of course, we cannot forget about them. New clubs, promoted clubs who have come from La Liga Smart Bank, our second division, to Primera División, which is La Liga Santander. We have on one side Sociedad Deportiva Huesca, the club who won La Liga Smart Bank last season. They were founded in 1960 and they have been nearly their whole history in regional competitions until 2008 when they finally reached La Liga Smart Bank second division to try to do something this season in La Liga Santander. 2 years ago, I don't know if you guys remember, 2 years ago they were already playing in La Liga Santander, but they didn't have that luck, and hopefully they will have will have better luck this season. On the other side, we have Cadiz, the first club who was promoted to La Liga Santander. They're coming back to La Liga after 14 years in second division. Then last but not least, we have Elche, also this club who has recently also been promoted through playoffs, the last one to get promoted. And they're coming back to La Liga Santander after 5 years in Segunda División, in La Liga Smart Bank. So it's going to be interesting to see how these three clubs perform in a new competition.
Wow, that's interesting. Hopefully, personally, I have followed Elche from the teams that you have mentioned. I should take them on FIFA back in the days and play with them, career mode. So hopefully they do good, and I wish all the luck to the other two teams also. And could you please say something about the calendar, because there's a lot of confusion, Gary, because the last season some teams finished the season late. So do they start late? What is it? Could you please explain us a little bit more on that?
Important. I think we're all waiting for this, right? When are we going to start? As I mentioned very briefly, we will start on Friday, 11th September, the season opener, which is the match between Granada and Athletic Club de Bilbao at 9 p.m. Central European time. However, it's important to mention that we have 6 teams who will start a bit more later due to they finished the last campaign a bit more later, such as Real Madrid, Barcelona, Getafe, Sevilla, and Atletico Madrid. They finished their European competitions a bit later. And last but not least, Elche also, who finished their playoff matches a quick late. So we will have these 6 clubs playing afterwards. Just to mention that Real Madrid and Getafe will be starting their games during match day 2, which is the next weekend, not this weekend. They will be starting on the 20th of September, and the rest will be starting on the 27th of September, which is match day 3.
Oh, so La Liga starts today itself. So, our listeners should go there and watch that. After this, you can go and I think watch it on Facebook Live. Maybe, yeah, I think so, yeah. So you can go there and watch it there. And, of course, you'll be joining Joe Morrison and a few other guests. Joe is amazing, and you can watch a interview with him sometime later after you watch the La Liga game. So, moving on from that, Gary, could you please tell us when do we have El Clasico and other major derbies, of La Liga, which is, one of the most renowned derbies, many derbies of the world. Could you please tell us something about the derbies? When is it?
So the key dates, right? I think these are important games. We are all waiting for the games of the games. We have El Clasico. I think we're all waiting for this match, right? The first leg will be played on the 25th of October. It will be played on match day 7. And we will have the second leg played on the 11th of April 2021 in the capital of Spain. On the other side, we have the Madrid derby, a derby full of passion, history, rivalry. We will have the first leg played on the 13th of December and the second leg played on the 7th of March in El Wanda Metropolitano. On the other side, I just wanted to highlight very briefly other important derbies we have. I hope you've seen these games because I'm telling you, it's games full of passion and history. We have the Sevilla derby, a huge game. The passion lived between the fans of these two clubs is very, very, very important. You have to really watch one game of these. We have the first leg of the Sevilla derby playing on the 3rd of January. On the other side, we have the Valencia derby, which will be played on the 13th of September, the first leg, and the Basque derby between Athletic Club de Bilbao and Real Sociedad playing one day before New Year's Eve.
Definitely, and those are the ones to watch. I'll personally be marking them on my calendar to go and watch them. On that note, we'll need to take a break here and we'll go to the Q&As, ask more questions from the audience and everything, in the second half, in the multiple coming halves. And before we go on to our first break actually, and the next segment 2, we have a small song titled Joker and the Thief, one of my favorites. You would have heard this song a lot. And this song gets me a lot of copyrights on YouTube whenever I put up the radio edit on YouTube. So listen to it and please enjoy, because despite of getting a lot of copyright strikes, I'm putting this song because I know you all like it and I also like it. So enjoy the song and I'll see you on the other side.
मार्बल ग्रेनाइट सिभी फिटिङ्स बाथवेयर र सेनेटरीका लागि पूर्वाञ्चलमै पहिलो एक्सक्लुसिभ शोरूम रोयल मार्बल अब विराटनगरमा। रोयल मार्बल प्राइभेट लिमिटेड, हाम्रो अस्पताल अगाडि एयरपोर्ट मोड, 021 460 231 र 98 017 083 33।
रोयल मार्बल, एक्सपिरियन्स द रोयल लिभिङ।
खुसीको खबर, अब विराटनगरमै पहिलो पटक दाँत सम्बन्धी सम्पूर्ण उपचार अत्याधुनिक उपकरणबाट।
त्रिभुवन विश्वविद्यालयका गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट डाक्टर पवन मेहताद्वारा अब लोक सेवा डेन्टल क्लिनिक विराटनगरमा अत्याधुनिक उपकरणबाट दाँत सम्बन्धी सम्पूर्ण समस्याको उपचार गरिन्छ। तपाईँ पनि सम्झनुहोस्।
स्तरीय सर्वसुलभ र भरपर्दो उपचारका लागि लोक सेवा डेन्टल क्लिनिक विराटनगर 5 बरगाछी।
सम्पर्क 9807 24 167 9807 24 167।
भाटभटेनी सुपर स्टोरको ट्राफिक सचेतना।
मोटरसाइकलमा 3 जना चढी यात्रा नगरौं।
मोटरसाइकल चलाउँदा सदैव हेलमेटको प्रयोग गरौं।
जथाभावी बाटो काट्ने र ओभरटेक गर्ने जस्ता कार्य नगरौं।
सवारी साधन चलाउँदा सवारी साधनका कागज पत्र दुरुस्त राखौं।
सवारी साधन तोकिएको स्थानमा रोकी यात्रुलाई चढाउने र ओह्राल्ने गरौं।
सवारी साधनको प्रयोगका बेलामा मोबाइलमा कुरा नगरौं।
ट्राफिक नियमको पालना गरौं, सभ्य नागरिकको परिचय दिउँ।
जिल्ला ट्राफिक कार्यालय मोरङको समन्वयमा भाटभटेनी सुपर स्टोरद्वारा जनहितमा जारी।
आहा, कति राम्रो गहना, कहाँ किनेको?
यो सब अमन ज्वेलर्सको कमाल हो नि। यहाँ असल सुन चाँदीको तयारी गरगहना, राशि, रत्न, रुद्राक्ष पाउनको साथै अर्डर बमोजिम ग्यारेन्टीका साथै तयार गरिन्छ। तपाईँ पनि नयाँ डिजाइनको गरगहनाहरू चाहनुहुन्छ भने अमन ज्वेलर्सलाई सम्झिनुहोस्।
अमन ज्वेलर्स, राम जानकी पथ, विराटनगर 1। प्रोप्राइटर बब्लुजी। 98 421 26 740 98 420 45 765।
घर घर अनि गृहिणीको साथ हुलासले बनाउँदैछ परिवार एकसाथ।
बुबालाई हुलास आटाको रोटीको स्वाद होस् वा आमालाई बासमती चामलको भात, खानामा रहर दालको साथ हुन्छन् सबै खाएर गदगद हुलासको पापड।
हुलास फुड्सका उत्पादनहरू हुलास आटा, हुलास बासमती राइस, जिरा मसिनो राइस,
हुलासको कुरुम कुरुम चिउरा, हुलासको इडली राइस।
हुलासले बनाउँदैछ परिवार एकसाथ।
BFM 91.2 शत% तपाईको। BFM 91.2 शत% तपाईको। सुन्दै जाऊ, सुनाउँदै जाऊ। BFM 91.2।
The VAR Show. The one place for your weekly football update.
Hola, so I hope you all enjoyed the song. So get ready, we are going to go for the quick ride of question and answers with Jose and Joe. So be ready, Jose and Joe, with the answers, because we are going to fire a lot of questions at you. And so first we'll try to address the elephant in the room, that is Lionel Messi and Barcelona. So Lionel Messi has kind of thrown a tantrum that he wants to leave, and which will not be very good for La Liga, I think, in my opinion at least, especially with you all having recently lost Ronaldo to Serie A. Do you think, what's the mood around there in Spain? And do you think losing Messi would be a big blow to La Liga as a brand?
No, I mean, the mood is thing that we always work long term, no? And you are talking all players, the obvious name that's on everybody's head is Leo Messi, the best player of the world, for many, the best player in history. If that's too much, at least probably he will be in the top 4, top 3, top 5. Nobody will argue against that in history, I mean. But they are all players approaching the end of their careers, no? And players come and go, sadly. Clubs stay, leagues stay. No, as Agari just said, we are starting the 90th season of La Liga. No, Real Madrid and Barcelona, they are clubs with over 100 years history. So, of course, we'll always remember that not just Leo Messi, also Cristiano gave us one of the most exciting competitions ever in team sports. Nothing compares to what these two guys gave to La Liga for the last 10 years. Well, only compares Magic Johnson and Larry Bird in NBA back in the 80s. It was something unique, but life will continue, and we are planning for the future, no? And knowing that these players will be replaced also by other great players.
So, I just wanted to follow up on that. What do you think? If by any chance Lionel Messi leaves, how big a blow will it be to the league as a whole? Will it diminish the charm of the league?
Well, it's always sad when when you lose the best player in the world. No, clearly, and this has been like 2 years after. When Cristiano left, obviously, in terms of the competition, was a relevant loss, but in terms of the growth of the business and of the audience, it was no impact. No. We hope that when the Leo Messi football days at La Liga end, the impact hopefully will be not, but always there will be. No, and also I remember our chairman, Mr. Tebas' words. No, he said back a few months ago that the leaving of Cristiano was no impact at all, but the leaving of Messi will be a little bit more relevant. No, and we know it in Asia. No, we have all basically up to minute figures of following in social media. In the case of the subcontinent, we have almost in real time. We know what fans watch. No, and we know that the presence of Messi was important and made Barca probably the most watched team, surely for La Liga, and probably the most watched European teams. Will the retirement of Messi have an impact? Probably yes, but we do hope that is an impact that will be overcome easily, and the reach of La Liga will keep being strong and growing. I mean, let's not forget, when he'll finish his contract with Barcelona 1 year from now, if he does not renew, that in football never roll out anything, he'll be 34. So it's basically his best years. We can say that they are, if not gone, almost gone.
So also, I wanted to ask, what do you think? Do you think La Liga and Barcelona, they handled this situation bad, and it just turned out to be quite messy for Messi?
Well, first, the Messi affair is a Barcelona and player affair. No, La Liga just gave the legal answer to the extent that officially we said that Messi's contract was standing contract, and that's about it. And the way the crisis was resolved proved that we were right. But we don't have that much to know. No, and also football is a machine for making and generating this kind of discussions. No, and also there's no real football right now after Champions League end. So it was your typical summer crisis that I don't say was not real, but not having football, not having even the squads training, make it even bigger. No, I don't say it was not relevant. It was, but life goes on. I mean, I don't think that will be at all on that. I mean, it's basically look in a selfish way. It got us up in the news all over the world for 1 week. So that shows how relevant it is.
So, on that note, we'll take our second break of the evening. Before we move on to the break, we'll play a song titled Stitches by Shawn Mendes, and we'll see you on the other side with more Q&As and probably more informations about different leagues that are coming up. So stay tuned.
I thought that I've been hurt before, but no one's ever left me quite this sore. Your words cut deeper than a knife. Now I need someone to breathe me back to life. Got a feeling that I'm going under, but I know that I'll make it out alive if I quit calling you my lover and move on. You watch me bleed until I can't breathe, shaking, falling onto my knees. And now that I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches, tripping over myself, aching, begging you to come out. And now that I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches, just like a moth drawn to a flame. Oh, you lured me in, I couldn't sense the pain. Your bitter heart cold to the touch. Now I'm gonna reap what I sow. I'm left seeing red on my own. Got a feeling that I'm going under, but I know that I'll make it out alive if I quit calling you my lover and move on. You watch me bleed until I can't breathe, shaking, falling onto my knees. And now that I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches, tripping over myself, aching, begging you to come out. And now that I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches. Needle in the thread, gotta get you out of my head. Needle in the thread, gonna wind up dead. Needle in the thread, gotta get you out of my head. Needle in the thread, gonna wind up dead.
हार्दिक बधाई, हार्दिक बधाई, हार्दिक बधाई। वाईवाई जिंक हरर स्कुटरमा सरर। वाईवाई जिंकमा जीत उपभोक्ता उपहार योजना अन्तर्गत स्कुटर जित्न सफल धरान 15 सुनसरीकी सुश्री सुप्रिया श्रेष्ठलाई हार्दिक बधाई।
वाईवाई जिंकमा जीत एभर स्वादिलो वाईवाई जिंक जिंक हरर स्कुटरमा सरर। वाईवाई जिंक।
ए दाइ हतार हतार गर्दै कहाँ हिँड्नु भएको?
कहाँ हुनु, बस्दा बस्दा वाक्क भइसके। घुमफिर गरेर आउँ कि भनेर बजारतिर हिँडेको।
यसरी सबैजना काम बेगर बाहिर हिँड्न थालेपछि कोरोना समुदायमा पनि फैलन सक्ने सम्भावना बढ्छ नि।
ए हो र, त्यसो भए के गरौँ त? दिक्क लागिसक्यो।
यस्तो बेलामा त सकेसम्म घरबाट बाहिर ननिस्कने, साबुन पानीले मिची मिची हात धुने, घर बाहिर निस्कने पर्ने भएमा सामाजिक दूरी कायम गर्ने, भिडभाडमा नजाने, अनिवार्य मास्कको प्रयोग गर्ने।
ए हो, त्यसो भए लागे म पनि घरतिरै।
भिडभाडमा नजाउँ, आफू आफ्नो परिवार र समाजको ख्याल गरौँ। फरेन विराटनगर, युनिसेफ नेपाल र सामाजिक विकास मन्त्रालय 1 नम्बर प्रदेशद्वारा जनहितमा जारी सन्देश।
समय सापेक्षिक गुणात्मक चारित्रिक तथा व्यवहारिक शिक्षामा जोड दिँदै आएको देशकै चिर परिचित सगरमाथा स्कुलमा नयाँ पाठ्यक्रम 2077 अनुसार कक्षा 11 का लागि विज्ञान, व्यवस्थापन र कम्प्युटर विषयमा भर्ना खुल्यो।
कोभिड-19 लाई मध्यनजर गर्दै सुरक्षित दूरी कायम गरी अध्यापन गराइने हाम्रो प्रतिबद्धता।
स्कुलकै उत्कृष्ट शिक्षक समूहद्वारा अध्यापन साथै अनलाइन कक्षा सञ्चालन।
वातानुकूलित कक्षा कोठा, यातायातको सुविधा, अत्याधुनिक विज्ञान र कम्प्युटर प्रयोगशाला, ई लाइब्रेरी, डिजिटल शिक्षा पद्धतिका साथै नियमित रूपमा अभिभावक संघको अनलाइन भर्चुअल मिटिङ।
अनलाइन फारम सगरमाथा स्कुलको फेसबुक पेजबाट डाउनलोड गर्न सकिनेछ।
विस्तृत जानकारीका लागि 98 5 20 33 571, 98 5 20 30 299।
कोरोना भाइरस कोभिड-19 विरुद्ध धनपालथान गाउँपालिकाको अभियान।
नआत्यौं, उच्च सतर्कता अपनाऊ, साबुन पानीले नियमित रूपमा हात धुने बानी बसालौं, हात अनुहारमा नलैजाउँ, भिडभाडदेखि टाढै बसौं, सरकार र स्वास्थ्य कर्मीले भनेको मानौं।
धनपालथान गाउँपालिका मोरङ।
हाम्रो हुनेछ आफ्नो सपनाको घर, हाम्रो घरको सपना पुरा हुन्छ।
तर घरको सपना मात्र होइन, बिओके सजिलो आवास कर्जाले पूरा गर्नेछ पूर्णतया घरको सपना। यस अन्तर्गत तपाईले पाउनुहुनेछ 1 वर्षसम्म 8.99% स्थिर ब्याज दर, घर बाहेक घरायसी सामान तथा सजावटको लागि 20 लाखसम्मको व्यक्तिगत कर्जा, रु 1 लाखसम्मको सीमा भएको निशुल्क क्रेडिट कार्ड, अन्य वित्तीय संस्थाबाट कर्जा स्थानान्तरण गर्दा धितो मूल्याङ्कन शुल्कमा 50% छुट अनि मात्र 5 कार्य दिनभित्र कर्जा प्रवाह हुने। त्यसैले ढिलो नगर्नुहोस्, आजै बिओके सजिलो आवास कर्जाको फाइदा उठाउनुहोस्। बैंक अफ काठमाडौँ, वी मेक योर लाइफ easier.
बच्चालाई पखाला लाग्दा के खुवाउने, पखालासँग लड्ने शक्ति कसरी बढाउने।
नवजीवन सँगै जिङ चक्की खुवाउने, किनकि 5 वर्ष मुनिका बच्चालाई पखाला लाग्दा नवजीवन सँगै जिङ चक्की खुवाउँदा बच्चाको पखाला चाँडो निको हुन्छ।
त्यसैले नेपाल सीआरएस कम्पनीद्वारा वितरित नवजीवन र जिङ चक्कीको कम्बी प्याक नवजीवन जिङ प्लस आजै घरमा लिएर आउनुहोस्।
नवजीवन जिङ प्लस, झाडा पखाला माइनस।
Not A, not C, let's stick to the BFM. Whoa, sound of the city, BFM. Whoa, sound of the city, F4 91.2, the stereo with quality. Here's presenting the BFM, guaranteed to be 100% your sound of the city, no doubt. Check this one out. Wow!
Hello, welcome back. So I hope you'll enjoy the song. So now we'll move straight into the question and answers. And Jose and Joe, get ready for another set of question and answers. Of course, this is a very hypothetical situation. And if suppose there is a rise in, like you mentioned earlier, that the season is already compact, you know, like in terms of the calendar and everything, all the other fixtures, all the different leagues and competitions. If touch wood, it doesn't happen. But if there's a rise in cases again, like you said back in February. If something similar happens, do you think do you have a contingency plan for how the season will pan out?
Well, I think yesterday was approved a new protocol for handling the situation. Of course, nobody expects to be again in a situation such as we were in February, March, because if we were there, I don't want to even think on the consequences of that. And forget football in our lives, no. So let's all keep our fingers crossed that won't happen. Yeah, I mean, we do plan a lot, no. I mean, also I think we work hard a protocol for the continuation of the league, no, to finishing the league. That was really difficult, but really thoroughly planned, and even with all that, we have some problems, as you know, not in first division, but yes in second division. But I mean, we made a huge effort and investment on that. No, it's like I have here some notes. We conducted to the clubs and officials more than 40,000 COVID tests. La Liga organized centrally all the traveling of the clubs. So La Liga organized 400 club trips. No, that was a huge endeavor. Now the situation will be different. Situation in Spain is different. And the class, for example, they organize the traveling for now on. It won't be central that. But there will be a protocol in place. Don't ask me for details right now. I cannot tell you. Contemplating all possible situations. No, a situation when a club gets infected or what number of cases that will be there. No, but everybody is working that direction. I mean, UEFA is working that direction well. I'm pretty sure that EPL and Bundesliga and Serie A and the French league, we are all trying to be ready for whatever happens. But let's hope we are not back in March, because then the consequences will be really bad for everyone. And not talking football, I'm talking as a citizen, no?
Of course, thank you so much. And Joe, I do not have question for you. Probably you already get so many questions. I'll give you a rest for today.
No. I mean, we are happy to.
You can ask me anything you want. I'm stuck in quarantine, so I've got lots of time to answer questions all day today, tomorrow.
No, I do not have anything specific as such for you.
So nobody will bother me. So that's no problem.
Anything you like, Subs.
Yeah.
No, probably next time, Joe. I'm totally fine. I ran out of questions for you. All my questions have been asked. So jokes aside, Jose, I have a follow-up to that. If by any chance touchwood does not happen, but if by any chance you are not able to complete the league, like the two-way format where you have a home and away game, and suppose you're not able to complete both the sets of games, so do you have any backup plan?
Well, we are not thinking that. Again, I think situation is getting better in Spain than probably in almost any country in the world. So we are not even thinking that could happen. So I don't think that will happen, and we cannot expect it.
So on that note, we come to the end of the third segment, and our session with La Liga ends here for today. So I would like to thank Jose, Joe, Aziz also for making this happen, and inviting me, and hope we keep in touch and when you'll conduct such more press conference, invite me so I can ask more interesting and funny questions, so which will maybe entertain the crowds and maybe help La Liga grow. So we'll move on to our third break, and before we move on to a third break, we'll play a song titled Secrets by Tiesto and Kashmir featuring Vasi. So enjoy the song, and on the last segment, I think this is all we have for La Liga. So on the last segment, we'll be discussing more other leagues which are starting this week, focusing more on the Premier League, which is also one of the most interesting leagues in the world. So enjoy the song, and I'll see you on the other side.
सुशीला, धेरै दिनपछि भेट भयो नि। पहिलेको भन्दा तिमी त निकै फेरेछौ।
ए हो र, जबदेखि मैले खुकुरी ब्रान्ड शुद्ध तोरीको तेल प्रयोग गरेँ तबदेखि नै म स्वस्थ छु र मेरा परिवार पनि स्वस्थ नै छन्। त्यसैले म तिमीलाई पनि अलि महँगो भए तापनि यही खुकुरी ब्रान्ड शुद्ध तोरीको तेल नै प्रयोग गर्ने सल्लाह दिन्छु।
त्यसो भए म पनि आजदेखि यही खुकुरी ब्रान्ड शुद्ध तोरीको तेल नै प्रयोग गर्छु।
हजुर, 2 दशकदेखि उपलब्ध हुँदै आएको उही हाम्रो खुकुरी ब्रान्ड शुद्ध तोरीको तेल नै प्रयोग गरी ढुक्क हौं।
आयो फेरि आयो है बागमती प्लास्टिक, गाउँ सहर सबैको घर घर बागमती प्लास्टिक।
गैडा जस्तै बलियो राम्रो अनि भरपर्दो आकर्षक रङहरूमा बागमती प्लास्टिक।
हो यो गौरव नेपालको प्लास्टिकका सामानहरूमा सबैभन्दा पहिलो, कहिल्यै नटुट्ने कहिल्यै नफुट्ने बागमतीका राइनो ब्रान्डका प्लास्टिकका सामानहरू तपाईहरुको चोक बजारमा फेरि आयो है। राइनो अनब्रेकेबल।
विराटनगरमै पहिलो पटक लेजर प्रविधिद्वारा शरीरका अनावश्यक रौँ हटाइने क्युटिस केयर क्लिनिक,
जहाँ डाक्टर वन्दना झाद्वारा छाला, नङ, कपाल र सम्पूर्ण सौन्दर्य सम्बन्धी उपचार गरिन्छ।
अब हरेक दिन अझ बढी आत्मविश्वास।
क्युटिज केयर क्लिनिक विराटनगर 13 रानी, विराटनगर आँखा अस्पताल सँगै। विस्तृत जानकारीका लागि 9827 073 958।
विश्व शिखरको फेरि सप्तकोशी मुहान, छाती बनेर हाँसा इलामको बगान। मिथिलाको सभ्यता सप्तकोशीको नाम बन्दैछ आज उही पूर्वको अर्को साथ। सिमेन्ट सप्तकोशी गौरव बनिरहेछ, विकासको बाटोलाई सधैँ कोरिरहेछ।
सप्तकोशी ओपिसी सिमेन्ट, पूर्वको गौरव।
पिटी आइएल्स गर्छु भन्दा मात्रै कोभिड-19 को महामारी फैल्यो। अब के गर्ने भनेर यस्तो टेन्सन भइरहेको थियो नि, तर ढुङ्गा खोज्दा देउता मिले जस्तै भयो। थाहा छ, डिकोड बेस्ड कन्सल्टेन्सीले पिटी र आइएल्स को लागि 1 महिना अनलाइन कोचिङ सञ्चालन गर्ने भनेपछि म यति ढुक्क भएको छु नि। अब तपाईँ पनि ढुक्क हुनुहोस् अनि जोइन गर्नुहोस्।
पिटी आइएल्स अनलाइन कोचिङको लागि सम्पर्क हरि पोखरेल 98 16 31 60 52 98 0 84 21 583। इमेल आइडी info@decodebest.com।
एन्टेना फाउन्डेसन नेपालको प्रस्तुति नेपाल चौतारी।
7 दिन 7 सवाल।
घरमै बसेर पनि 3-3 महिनाको स्वत प्रकाशन गर्ने विवरण, त्यो त आफ्नो आफ्नो शाखाको आफ्नो आफ्नो जिम्मेवारीको कुरा त घरमा बसेर पनि त्यो प्रस्तुत गर्न सकिन्छ र त्यो सूचना भित्तामा टाँस्न सकिन्छ।
हामी सामाजिक रूपले अलग भएको छैनौँ, टाढा भएको छैनौँ। भौतिक रूपले असामान्य परिस्थितिमा केही समय टाढा भएको।
हामी कहाँ लागेको लकडाउन भनेको चाहिँ यो हेल्थ इमर्जेन्सीलाई चाहिँ कन्ट्रोल गर्न, जुन संक्रमक रोग ऐन अन्तर्गत लागेको अवस्थामा चाहिँ कुनै पनि सूचना प्रवाह गर्ने दायित्वबाट चाहिँ स्टेटले पन्छिन चाहिँ पाउँदैन।
धारामा पानी खान पनि दिएनन्, गाउँको बाटो हिँड्न पनि दिएनन्, बास बस्न पनि दिएनन्, खाना पकाएर खान पनि दिएनन् भन्ने जुन कुराहरू आयो नि, त्यो हामीले यही सामाजिक दूरी कायम गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने जुन शब्दले निर्माण गरेको एउटा मनोविज्ञान थियो कि मान्छेलाई टाढा राख भन्ने कुरा।
स्थानीय रेडियो, हाम्रो पात्रो, एन्टेनाको वेबसाइट र सोसल मिडियामा हरेक बिहान 8:15 बजे देशैभरि एकैसाथ नेपाल चौतारी।
प्रसारण सहकार्य
ब्रोडकास्टिङ एसोसिएसन अफ नेपाल बाङ।
अवध नारायण मेमोरियल क्लिनिकमा अब दन्त चिकित्सा सेवा सुरु।
50 वर्षभन्दा लामो समयदेखि स्वास्थ्य सेवा पुर्याउँदै आएको अवध नारायण मेमोरियल क्लिनिकमा अब विशेषज्ञ डाक्टरद्वारा अत्याधुनिक प्रविधि युक्त दन्त सेवा सञ्चालन भइरहेको छ।
टुथपट, पेडियाट्रिक एन्ड फ्यामिली डेन्टल सेवा। अवध नारायण मेमोरियल क्लिनिक, आदर्श टोल, अतिथि सदन पछाडि। सम्पर्क 98 18 62 63 01 021 512 811।
संगीत, मनोरञ्जन, खबर बिहान 5 देखि रात्रि 11 सम्म निरन्तर BFM 91.2 सुन्दै जाऊ, सुनाउँदै जाऊ।
Hola, so welcome back to the last segment. I hope you'll have enjoyed the show till now with the La Liga fraternity that we had, who spoke about La Liga and cleared a lot of doubts. And we'll move on to our first different league, that is the Premier League, which will also start this week. And this week we have all the teams playing apart from City and Manchester United and Manchester City, who went deep into the various European competitions. So they'll not be playing this week. They'll start next week onwards. So, and also the other two teams which are playing against them will not be playing this week. So we have I think around 8 game matches this week instead of the usual 10. So I'll read out the fixture list first, and then we'll talk about what's happening here. So first we have Fulham versus Arsenal. So which is again a tricky one. I don't know. Arsenal have strengthened decently. Even Fulham have strengthened decently. They are more solid this year. They have sent Areola on loan from PSG. The World Cup winning goalkeeper was in the French team. So this is a tricky one. Then moving on, we have Crystal Palace versus Southampton, which again, it's a mid-table clash. Nothing spectacular here. Then we have one of the big games of the opening weekend. That is Liverpool versus Leeds United, taking place at Liverpool, Anfield. So this is one of the big games. It will be a big test for Marcelo Bielsa. First time Leeds are back in the Premier League after a long while, facing the reigning champions, Liverpool, who have strengthened, not very well according to the fans. So moving on, we have the next fixture that we have West Ham versus Newcastle. Again, a mid-table clash. Probably the game will be decided because of the error of some player or the other. Moving on, we have West Brom versus Leicester City. Okay, so West Ham versus Newcastle is on the second day. That is on Sunday 13th. And the first set of games are on 12th, which is a Saturday. So next up we have on Sunday West Brom versus Leicester City. Again here, it's a tricky one because West Brom have come up by the skins of the teeth, and Leicester City, who tanked drastically in the end of the season, they had around I think 10 to 12 points buffer for the Champions League spot, but they ended up finishing 5th, which would have been a very big blow. And they also sold Ben Chilwell to Chelsea, but they have kind of recruited well, as they have been doing for the last 4-5 years, and I think Leicester will win this, in my opinion. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Probably anyone can correct me after the results and are out. So moving on, we have another big clash of the opening week, that is Tottenham Hotspur versus Everton. This would not be a big clash as per se normally, but like Tottenham under Mourinho, if you have watched All or Nothing, it's amazing. Yeah, I like Mourinho, and I think he'll do something special with Tottenham. And Everton have signed very well. They have signed James Rodriguez, they have signed Alan, they have signed Doucouré from Watford, Alan from Napoli, and James from Real Madrid. So that's a new midfield altogether, and they have also made few signings here and there. And with Ancelotti, I back them to be a top 6 team. So we'll move on from that, and we have Sheffield versus Wolves up next. So Sheffield versus Wolves, again, Wolves have signed good. I wouldn't say good, but they have they have got some players, Portuguese players, quite relatively unknown, but they have done that previously also, and that has given them good results. So, and Sheffield, they flew very high last year. Let's see what happens to them. What happens to Chris Wilder? What he does? Does he innovate something new? How does he add new signings, or how does he freshen up the squad? So this will be a good game to watch, because of the tactics of the two teams, and I think Sheffield will be one of the favorites to go down. But again, they were last year also, so I do not know. So moving on to the last game of the game week, it's Brighton versus Chelsea. It's at Brighton, and Lampard has signed quite a lot of players, and quite a good set of players that he has signed. Kudos to the transfer team, whoever is conducting it. They have signed some of the best players, young players, potential players in the likes of Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, and some Malang Sarr, and some experience in Thiago Silva, and they're also being linked with Mendy as a goalkeeper. So, on that note, I think this is the end for us this week. So I'll see you next week. Enjoy the weekend of football after a long time. Hope to see you next week, same day, same time. So before we move on and say goodbye, I'll play a song titled What I Have Done by Linkin Park. Enjoy it. See you next week. Have a good evening and a good week. Namaste. Adios.
uncertain.